Hey friends, I am so excited for this new Bible study that we are doing together, and it made me think of what we talked about a couple weeks ago about walking in the Spirit. And so I know we talked about that, and I sent those pictures, but I wanted to do a quick video of that for anybody who wasn't able to join us that time, because day 2 this week really talks about that and what that looks like. Um, and this is something that you could talk about all the time. This how it was showed to me, how I'm going to show you, was created by Dr. Bill Bright. He was the founder of Campus Crusade for Christ, and he that was started in 1952. They have thousands and thousands of ministers, not ministers, people. I don't know what you call them anyway. Anyhow, people who share Christ all over the world. They have Athletes in Action, Jesus Film, all of those started with Dr. Bright. But every other year, he gets all of his staff together, and they have a training for a whole month. And every single time, he gets up in front of everybody, and his lesson is on walking in the Spirit. So clearly, it's important because that's the thing that he focuses on the most. So I'm going to show you these pictures. So this circle illustrates our lives. The chair represents the throne, or the control seat, the driver's seat, as you will, of our life. And S represents self. And this is Christ. Christ is outside of the life. So this is someone who hasn't asked Jesus to forgive them of their sins, hasn't, as Revelation says, opened the door and asked Christ to come in. This person doesn't know Christ yet. So this next one is someone who has done that, has asked Jesus to forgive them of our sins. So on this first one, all these dots represent all of our interests in life: family, work, friends, hobbies, and they're just kind of discombobulated all over the place. So this is someone who has asked Jesus into their life. Jesus has come in, and he will never leave. And this person is yielding to Jesus and allowing him to be on the driver's seat on the throne, and self is yielding to him. And all of our interests and activities are in line with what Jesus would want us to do that day. That doesn't mean your life is perfect, that there's not going to be any problems, not remotely. It just means that we have his mind, his focus on what he wants us to do. Now, this one is the kicker. This is where we struggle every day from then on. This is what we call the carnal man, or the flesh. Rodney talked about it this week. The flesh battles against our spirit nature. This is someone who has Christ in his life. See, Christ is still in the circle. Once Christ comes in, he can never leave. He's in, but self has taken over the driver's seat. Self has taken control again. And this is where we do the spiritual breathing, where we exhale our sin. Just like when we exhale physically, we get rid of the bad, we confess the CO2, we blow it out. Confession just means agree. I agree with you, Jesus. That was wrong what I did. Thank you that you've already forgiven me. I don't even have to ask for him to forgive me. He already has. We just need to say thank you and embrace that gift, and spiritually breathe in, inhale the good, inhale the oxygen, and ask Jesus to take the throne again. So we be back to our second circle. So we have Jesus back on the throne. Now this back and forth, constant on who's in the driver's seat, is constant for the rest of our lives. This will be the struggle. It's the battle of the flesh against the spirit the rest of our lives. We read so many verses today in day 2. If you haven't done it yet, please go read day 2. It's a lot of verses, but it's so good. Just write a couple things down that speak to you, but it's so good about choosing to walk in the Spirit and the blessings that the Holy Spirit gives us, the attributes that he brings out in our life, because there's attributes that come out in this life, and there are attributes that come out in this life. And this is the one that we, as I know you as women, we don't want to have those flesh attributes be true of us. We want to have this ones where we're walking in the Spirit, where we're patient, we're kind, we are not being self-centered. And that's what this study is about. Great job, Bernie, by the way. Choosing the study is choosing Jesus instead of ourselves. So I just want to encourage you today: spiritually breathe, walk in the Spirit, allow Jesus to be on the driver's seat, and go read day 2. Great job, guys. See you on Wednesday.